Hello YouTube, Weston's Toys and Collectibles here, and today we are going to be looking at the Transformers Selects War for Cybertron Trilogy Deluxe Centurion drone with uh, the weaponizer pack that it comes with. This is a deluxe class figure, and this is kind of a historic type of thing, as this is pretty much the first time we've ever gotten a upgrade kit from Hasbro for our other characters. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I've already opened this, and you will see that most of the items in here have been custom painted. So I've already painted a lot of the stuff. As most people know, a lot of these accessories in this box had to be custom painted because they have little to no paint on most of them. So this is the box, and it's pretty much, just your normal Selects box. It does have all this artwork up here of the different accessories that come with the weapon pack. And then, of course, the instructions, which are basically the same instructions that came with Brunt, but with this added in the back. I will not be showing the Optimus in this video, but it is just a really, really tiny gray Optimus Prime. I think it's about 6 millimeters tall. It's not very big at all. Turning the light on. He's hanging out, living in Broadside's little canopy area. Anyway, so here's the main figure you get in this set. This is a Centurion drone, which is just a silver recasting of the Brunt figure we got earlier in the Siege line, and here I'm going to go ahead and bring Brunt in for a comparison. So you can see pretty much the same figure, just redone in the silver plastic. There are some minor adjustments made in tolerances. This guy's arms were very notorious for just dropping out. I did put a little bit of super glue around here, but I mean, it's not perfect, and it still doesn't want to attach to other figures in weaponizer mode. However, this guy I do not have that issue with, because his joints are nice and they are solid and very tight, which is good. And also these joints fit with other 5 millimeter ports. As for a paint deco layout, it's pretty much carried over completely, other than the thighs here and the arms. So basically there's a little bit of purple paint on this figure here where there's no paint on this figure, and then here there's some black paint here where there's no paint here. Turning him to the side, you can see pretty much all the molding is exactly the same. Pretty cool. I know a lot of people are going to use this as Slammer, but and that was my original intention, but I really think he, can just be like a guard or something. I do have an issue with, like, this knee peg is not as tight. Like, this one's a lot tighter on this figure than this one has. It's not too much of a problem. It doesn't just drop off. So anyway, I've already reviewed this figure, but I'll go ahead and transform them both off camera, and we'll cover their vehicle modes. Alright, coming back into the vehicle modes, you can see they are exactly the same, just in different colors. I forgot to fold these pegs in. Pretty cool, and it rolls nicely. This one doesn't roll very well, but this Centurion drone rolls really well. really, really nice. I do like the silver color scheme a lot more than I liked it in preliminary pictures that we've seen. And I do like the silver more than I like the purple. And the treads are painted black instead of just being like a gunmetal gray. Alright, so I think that's it for these two. The next thing we're going to talk about is this accessory box here. And like I said, I'm not going to show the miniature Optimus Prime in this video. You can find that in somebody else's video, and also all these parts have been, well, all the parts that you see that are painted other than Roller, the cage, and this, as well as Megatron. These parts come painted. All the rest of these parts have been, oh, this also comes painted. The rest of these parts that are painted have been custom painted by myself. So I think the first thing we're going to start with is I'm going to go ahead and pull all these accessories back out of focus, or out of the frame. And the first thing I want to go over is Ravage's cage. And this is from the first 3 episodes, the 3-part pilot, More Than Meets the Eye, part 3. And basically, this cage is made for Ravage, and they were, it was Hound and Mirage had this cage. They caught Ravage in, and they were gonna give the Decepticons false intel about a power plant. I believe it was like a gas refinery or something like that. I can't remember exactly. It's been a little while since I watched the episode. But basically, they caught Ravage in this cage. And basically how you're going to do that is just going to put him in like this. And then just close this up. And then, of course, in the episode, Hound puts the key on his, on this little clip on his back or whatever. It falls off. Ravage pulls it out off the ground, unlocks the lock, and he gets out, goes back to Decepticon headquarters, and tells them the information that he recovered, which turns out to be a trap that the Autobots have laid out. So this is a pretty cool little thing. It's molded in clear plastic and then painted black. I probably would have preferred if it were molded in the gray plastic that everything else was molded in. But as it is, it's not bad. I might go over this with some gold paint just to bring out this detail of this lock. It's detailed down to, you know, there's a keyhole there even. You see Ravage fits in there really well. So that's the first accessory. Pretty cool. Now these guys are going to go out of frame because they aren't needed any longer. The next accessory that I want to show is goes to Ironhide, and a lot of people were upset about Ironhide not having any of his proper weaponry. So what they did was they released this, and this is molded completely in this gray plastic. So it comes, you know, looking like this in gray, but I painted over the main part of the gun in black and the drill in silver, and that looks really nice. A lot of detail molded in from the cartoon, and then that can just attach to his arm if you want the, you know, an accurate look where it comes out of his arm, or he can hold it in his hand as well. So that's his drill gun. The next accessory we're going to look at is for Cliff Jumper, and once again, this is one that I have not painted because it's gray in the cartoon, so I might go over it with a little bit of gray or gunmetal paint, but as of now, I'm not going to paint it. So this is his glass gas gun. Very accurate to the detail in the cartoon. Pretty cool. And while I have him up here, because Bumblebee's going to be the same mold for the most part, they also have included Bumblebee's signature blaster from the G1 cartoon. Really nice. I'm going to paint this in a metallic blue when I get down to painting it, but there you can see how that looks. Pretty cool. So I'm going to give Cliffjumper his gun back. And we're going to pull him out of the frame. We've already looked at this gun. So next we will look at the... let's look at Shockwave's gun. So here's Siege Shockwave, and here is his gun, which is basically him in vehicle mode. Or in alt mode, I mean, not vehicle, in blaster mode. There's a scene in the cartoon where he's using his own gun mode as a weapon. So that's who gets this. It's very nicely detailed. It looks just like the cartoon design for the most part. Of course, the handle can't be 100% accurate to the handle on the gun in the G1 cartoon, but very nice. And I went over this with a purple tester's paint and a silver paint marker. The Elmer's Painters ones you buy at Walmart. So that's the paints I used for this. It kind of makes me want to go over this whole guy's body in this color just to have that beautiful purple all over. The next one we're going to look at is going to be Soundwave, and this figure was this piece is already painted right out of the box. Very nicely detailed. Has all the buttons down here. Even has a little bump there where the Decepticon emblem would be. Has his little button up here. It's hollow on the back, which I'm not, I don't hate that, but I'm sure like a third-party company or somebody will come in with a gap filler for the accessories in this kit. So that's Soundwave. In my display, I have Rumble carrying him around. So just running around with his master. So, all right. The next accessory we're going to look at is Megatron in his pistol form. And this is two-part accessory. Both of them are molded in gray plastic, and this is painted over in black paint. Let's see if I can get it. And it does have a notch here, so this only fits on the pistol in one way. And here's the pistol, very nicely detailed. And the scope is painted black, or the fusion cannon. The handle's painted black, which causes a few issues. I've seen this being broken by people, especially being put into the hand of Megatron. This is kind of a tight fit as well. So basically, as long as you're not twisting it, you should be fine. But really cool. And of course, this is has an adapter for the FX parts. So in my display, Starscream of course wields Megatron, and he doesn't seem to be too tight in Starscream's hands. He is a little tighter than I'd like, but like it's not chipping the paint too much. A little bit here at the base, there's a little bit of paint chipping, but I really wish they had not painted the handle. So there's Starscream wielding Megatron in his pistol form. Pretty cool. The next accessory we're going to look at is Reflector's camera form. And this I've custom painted again. It was just the flat gray plastic. I've painted it the same purple as Shockwave's gun, with some silver and black mixed here for a gunmetal look, gold inside the flash cube, silver inside the lens itself being black, and of course some green right there for that detail from the G1 cartoon. And then of course a red line across there to, symbolize that. And this one's on a 5mm peg, so it's held kind of strangely. It's not held like an actual camera would be held, but it works. So of course Thundercracker has him because there's a scene where he becomes his camera mode, and Thundercracker was using him to take pictures and spy on the Autobots. Alright, moving on to the next figure, and we're narrowing down to the end. So here is Megatron. This is the Netflix Siege Megatron, and his accessory is his Energon mace. And this one you do want to be careful with, I've seen people's breaking, especially here at the base, or the clip inside this ball from being detached, or just the peg inside here. So a lot of people have been sanding down the peg and it's still not working properly as well. As for myself, I won't be removing this from Megatron's hands too often. This is only like the second time I have actually removed it, and the third time I'm putting it in. So basically that just goes over his hand, and it's super tight, kind of sketchy tight. I wish this figure was more stable. He's not the most stable of figures. So that's pretty cool. You can use his Energon mace. Not my favorite accessory, but it does have a 3mm peg down here with a little piece sticking off of it, and I'm trying to figure out if that's supposed to go on somewhere or attach somewhere specific, or if that's just for like an effects part, because it's kind of odd that it has this little tiny piece protruding off the peg. And I looked at his back, and it doesn't seem to have like a well, I don't think it'd be able to store here on that peg hole. So it's just odd to me. I don't know if it's more for the Earthrise version. But anyway, it's basically the same figure with some different molding here, and then for vehicle mode as well. So I'm not sure if this is more designed for that Earthrise figure, or if it's actually meant to go with this Megatron as well. I just have it with him right now because this is the only Megatron I have, other than, my custom battle damaged figure. Likewise, this also comes with Optimus Prime's Energon axe, so you can recreate that scene where they were battling on the bridge. The Energon axe really only fits properly on Optimus Prime's left hand, because it goes in, and then you can hold it, like that. You can also put it on the back side of his right hand, but it doesn't look quite right, and also it has a tendency of popping out a little bit easier. I mean, it works, but like if you're just kind of doing this kind of display where they're fighting with their Energon weapons, it works. So that's enough with Megatron. I don't have really anything else for him. This does come with 2 Energon cubes, and these are detailed. This one is full, and then this one is, you know, half full. And these, they can be used with the pegs that are on most figures' forearms. I don't see any pegs on any of these guys' forearms, but anyway, they can be held. If you have a figure that has a peg on his forearm, he can hold it, you know, and it looks all right for the most part. There's a little bit of bubbling inside the plastic. I don't know if that's intentional. I can't tell if it's intentionally bubbling. I think it is. It looks like it's molded in, and not just bubbled. Maybe it might not be intentional on this piece, but this, you know, this molding here is clearly intentional on this, you know, the half full one. And plus the bubbling's not all around it, so I'm pretty sure it's all intentional. Here's this one, so you can get a good look at the bubbles. So that's the Energon cubes. So now we have this one. This is just Trailbreaker's radar dish. There we go. So when Earthrise Trailbreaker comes out, this goes with him. That's pretty cool. It just goes on a 5mm port. Alright, so next we're going to go ahead and look at Sideswipe and the other accessories for Optimus Prime, for Earthrise Optimus Prime, as well, you know, as custom trailer. So Sideswipe's accessory with this set is his jetpack, and once again, custom painted. I painted it red and silver on the thrusters. And how this works with Sideswipe is you use the bottom peg, and it pegs into this hole here. And there he has his jetpack. And then you can reenact the scene where Optimus tells him, "Give me your jetpack now!" Ah! And then Sideswipe, but Prime, and he's like, "Give it now, that's an order!" Ah! So you can take this off and use the top peg, and it goes into this port here, and simply attaches like that. And now Optimus Prime has the jetpack, and it fits nicely. And he goes whoosh. And Sideswipe's like, "Well, I'm never gonna see my jetpack again." So that's the jetpack. Pretty cool. Next is this big BFG. So here's the gun that comes with Earthrise Prime, and here's the gun that comes in this kit. Now, a lot of people are saying this goes to some of the leader Optimus Primes, but I'm like, no. Get rid of this one. This Optimus can have this gun. It's huge, though. Let's see. Go ahead and put it in his hand. And yeah. It's massive. But it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too out of place either. I think Prime should have a huge gun. So that's pretty cool. And then both the axe and the gun can actually store very nicely in the trailer. You basically want to take the peg on the axe and plug it into this port here, just like so. Fits very nicely. And then this weapon will attach, get out of your hand. Let go, Prime. This one can go in here, like so. And if you wanted to keep this one and stick it in here somewhere, it can go here as well. So, pretty cool there. My trailer has been completely custom painted. And then the final accessory that I'm going to show in this video, I didn't show the miniature Optimus Prime. It's basically this, but 6 millimeters tall. Final accessory, roller. And this was my main. This and the jetpack were my two main wants in this kit. Everything else was great, but these were the two biggest things that I wanted from this kit. And you can actually combine them, and now you got roller with a jetpack. Flying roller. But no, roller's really nice. He's painted in this really nice dark blue. All the wheels are clear plastic that's been painted over in black, similarly to the cage. I don't understand. I don't understand why they didn't just mold him in blue. I think that would have been a better option. That said, they probably did this so you can remove the paint if you wanted to. But very nice. Very nice little roller figure. And he can store inside the trailer. Let me adjust this camera angle. He can actually store in the trailer. Has to have this port here. I wish it was a fully, formed port, but he can attach there. And he doesn't hold on very securely. If I flip this over and shake it a little bit, he won't fall off, but until you shake it profusely. But yeah, he holds on there decently. And then also, if you wanted, you could like pretend he's rolling out of the trailer like that. It's a neat little trick with the peg here on this shield. So pretty cool. And of course, this can all close up with roller inside, just like so. I wonder if I can adjust the brightness, you can see better in there a little bit. So yeah. The cool part is, though, roller can also be, can also attach this gun to the top. I'd put the other one on, but it looked completely ridiculous with him. So plug that in there. Oh, nope, not like that. Alright, let's close this trailer up. And he can also pull the trailer. So basically you just want to plug this peg in here, and he can pull the trailer around. Pretty nice. So he can answer the age-old question of where there's Optimus Prime's trailer. Well, roller just hauls it off to the side. Just out of range. So if a Megatron and Optimus Prime are fighting, it doesn't get damaged. Pretty cool. So this set, I do really love this set. I wish that everything would have come painted, but at the price point, I got the early bird special on Hasbro Pulse, so I ended up only paying $20 for the kit, while most people paid $30. Um, if you're just buying it for this guy, I mean, you might as well as buy a Brunt and paint it silver. But if you are buying it for the weapons kit, you are definitely in luck. This is a great, great set. All the accessories are very accurate to the cartoon, down to like small details as well, like the little Decepticon insignia spot where on Soundwave where this insignia would be. Megatron's gun mode, very nice. I think this is the first time we've gotten this in the chug scale. The reflector camera, and just the other accessories you get, like Cliffjumper's gun, Ironhide's drill gun, two very needed accessories, Bumblebee's pistol, which is gonna definitely be needed when the Netflix Bumblebee arrives. Just an awesome accessory kit to accessorize and finish out a lot of the characters. But these accessories probably should just come with each of these characters, honestly, from the get-go, because it seems like as soon as Earthrise came out, they were about, like, pretty much as soon as it came out, they were announcing this set. Now, the exclusivity of the set doesn't seem too fair, because very limited amounts seem to have been made. They sold out really quickly, like within a day. I got it within like the first hour, so I ended up getting the early bird special price, as well as ensuring that I would receive it toward the beginning of their release. I'm not sure how available this is right now. I don't think it's available on Pulse anymore. Be wary of eBay prices. There are scalpers who did buy multiples. They might have used fake aliases or stuff like that. Like personally, I only bought one because that's all I needed. But I know a lot of people bought two, which is what was allowed by Hasbro. So just be wary of eBay pricing or Amazon pricing or wherever you do your online shopping. This set is great. Like I said, if you were just buying it for this, you might as well buy a Brunt and paint it silver or gray or whatever. But for all the other accessories, for Roller, which unlike the non-F version of Roller, this is actually scaled properly to the cartoon. That one is a bit too large. It still fits in the trailer, but it's just a bit too large, based on the cartoon scale. Like, there should be a lot of room inside the trailer for Roller to run around in. Roller shouldn't be the same size as Cliffjumper. The little tiny Soundwave is a nice little touch. And the fact that he has the little 3mm port on the bottom, so he can attach to any weapons effect pegs, or it can be just carried around by Rumble and Frenzy. The reflector camera, very nice touch, especially since the figure would never be in scale with everybody else in alt mode. The Megatron pistol, very nice touch as well, just to create some iconic scenes from the G1 cartoon. The Energon cubes, they would have been nice had they come with an adapter so that they could hold them. The Autobots or Decepticons could hold them, or even if they had put like a peg on the inside where you could just put it over their hand, or just a peg on the side like on the reflector figure has. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. I do recommend this set, but like I said, be wary of eBay or Amazon pricing. There were a lot of scalpers on this set, as there are with many other Transformers items. So always be wary when you are buying online. I want to thank you all for watching once again, and until next time, till all are one.